Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be talking about strain theory. Strain theory is an idea in criminology that explains why people turn to crime in certain situations. It's not because they're particularly a bad person, but because they just feel pressure from society and they just feel they feel the pressure and it pushes them to commit said crime. The theory started with Robert Merton. He said that society set big goals like success, wealth, and respect, but not everybody has like an equal opportunity to reach those higher levels of goals. So when people feel blocks, they experience strain, which is the frustration that pushes them towards committing said crime. For example, say a father, say a father of a 10-year-old girl. He lost his wife, died a couple months ago. His daughter has terminal cancer and she's in the hospital. He's low on money and he just doesn't have the funds to pay for his daughter's treatments. He feels all this pressure, he's feeling all these emotions, and he just feels compelled to do what he thinks is probably going to be best. So he decides that he's gonna rob a bank to be able to pay for his child's medical treatments. And with him robbing the bank, that's him being pushed from feeling all those emotions, from the frustration, from the sadness, from all those high negative emotions. It pushes him to commit said crime. That leads to Robert Agnew's more broadened version of strain theory, which is general strain theory. And with general strain theory, it expands the idea of it being more than just money. As Robert Merton said, Robert Agnew, he specifies that it's not just about money, but it's also about a combination of negative feelings. Negative feelings could be like being bullied or losing somebody that they loved or facing discrimination, any type of activity that leads them to experience negative feelings, not just a money type of situation. An example for that could be a student who really wants to be able to succeed in their classes, but their school is underfunded. They feel stuck, and they could feel trapped, and they feel like they can't progress. And so they have no way to cope with the way that they're feeling. They have no way to cope with their emotions healthily. So they turn to things like theft. They turn to crimes like theft and maybe dealing drugs in school to help them cope with those emotions that they're feeling. Things that could help them overcome their emotions without feeling compelled to commit crime is seeking proper therapy or counseling, even just talking to somebody else, just experiencing other coping mechanisms to get over the feeling that committing a crime is the only outlet that they have. That could really help prevent crimes in certain times. And strain doesn't always lead to crime. Like I said before, if somebody was able to find a good outlet and find a good coping mechanism and coping skills that help them get over what they're feeling so that they don't resort to crime, then they can get it out that way. So not every time somebody will feel strained, they're going to commit the crime. And instead of punishing crime, I feel like we should be more considerate of people who just are experiencing inequality or lack of opportunity, not to justify their actions, but not to just go straight into, oh, they're just a bad person, or oh, they were just born that way, but really just dive into the root of why they are the way they are, or what led them to this point in their life. And in closing, string theory reminds us not to simply just blame the individual, but crime also often reflects the pressures society puts on people. And I feel like if we reduce certain pressures, or reduce the high expectations that we put in society, then it would also reduce crimes that occur according to string theory. Thank you.